The Blair Witch Project opened in just 27 theaters nationwide, but the per-screen average for this low-budget horror film was a whopping 6 times higher than that of the weekend's top film. Fans were clearly bewitched.
We drove all night long from Napa and got to our hotel, took a shower, came out here, got in line at 8 o'clock in the morning.
This was the scene over the weekend at LA's New Art Theater, the area's exclusive venue for this summer's hottest horror flick. But the seeds of the Blair Witch story took root in February at the Sundance Film Festival and really blossomed in May at the Cannes Film Festival.
I'm always nervous at screenings. And, you know, it's especially here in France because we've been really interested in how the film would play here in Europe and the translation, you know, the subtitles, how they would work out. And so far it's been received really well.
In spite of what Mike says now, it is my fault.
The Blair Witch Project was born when the filmmakers were channel surfing on television and started talking about the films that used to scare them.
He said, you know, you remember those old documentaries like In Search of and, you know, Chariot of the Gods and, you know, Legend of Boggy Creek? We went out and rented those things and watched them again.
They still creeped us out.
They still creeped us out. And let's try to make a movie that plays on that kind of that pseudo-documentary format.
Meanwhile, in Burkittsville, Maryland, the setting for the Blair Witch Project, the 200 townspeople have been besieged by the curious who turn up to see if the town really is, well, bewitched.
As far as this witch thing, that's too much. I think it's crazy.
I tried to see it this weekend and I couldn't get tickets, but maybe I'll have better luck because by the end of the month it'll expand to more than 700 theaters.
You've probably heard how fans have been packing a few theaters showing the new cult horror movie, The Blair Witch Project. But maybe you haven't heard that they're also flocking to a cemetery. See, the film doesn't open nationwide until Friday, but already the real-life town in the movie has become a magnet for ghost hunters.
There have been people up in the graveyard lighting candles. Someone has stole one of the town signs.
The post office has suffered daily visits from reporters.
What the heck is happening in Burkittsville, Maryland? Well, usually not much, but that was before the Blair Witch Project.
I am so sorry.
The new movie traces the steps of 3 young film students who vanish while searching for the legendary witch supposedly haunting the woods outside Burkittsville. Their recovered footage becomes a terrifying record of their disappearance. Playing in just 31 theaters, it's already grossed over $5 million. Hailed for making fiction look like fact, the film's documentary style and compelling story are now attracting the curious who come to search the cemetery for clues.
There's a little bit inside of me that says, I want to believe that there's something else out there.
We want to try and find that building that supposedly they found that camera in.
And it's, I guess, kind of a letdown to them when they find out, you know, that the story's not true.
Still, some residents don't plan to see it.
I don't think I should see it because I live in the woods right where the Blair Witch was supposedly dragged up and tied to a tree and left to die.
I think that's why it's being embraced so well, is that, you know, it's for a while, it's a movie that just kind of hangs with you.
E.T. has learned that the only scenes actually shot in the isolated hamlet were the town sign and cemetery, both filmed secretly. The rest was filmed about 40 miles away.
We have a little bit of a concern about the tourism and how many people exactly this will bring to town.
So the town council has authorized 20 extra hours of county sheriff's patrol time to handle the new visitors. Townsfolk want them to know it's only a movie. Or is it?
Somebody opened a post office box in the post office for the Witches of Burkittsville, so I don't know what's going on.
I'm so scared.
Wow. The people in Burkittsville haven't even had a chance to see the movie that's turning their town upside down because it hasn't opened yet in theaters close by.
Turn the lights off. Turn that light off.
Rated R, now playing.
Runaway Bride raked in millions, but it is the little movie called The Blair Witch Project that has really got Julia's movie on the run.
It's the closest we've ever been to Julia Roberts, yeah, definitely.
6 million.
And it's probably the closest we'll ever get to Julia Roberts.
That's Eduardo Sanchez and Daniel Myrick, two of Hollywood's happiest men today. They are the filmmakers behind the movie that has everyone talking, The Blair Witch Project. They say the film's success has even surpassed their own expectations.
You know, we were just hoping to sell the movie, you know, which is a reward in and of itself, you know, but to have it do so well and, you know, take things by storm like this is just, you know, payback tenfold.
So why is the Blair Witch Project so impressive? Well, here's why. The independent film was made for only $25,000. And according to early numbers, it grossed just over $28 million this weekend. Now compare that to the #1 movie at the box office, Runaway Bride, which cost a reported $70 million to make. Its early numbers are just over $34 million this weekend. But what really has Hollywood buzzing today is how much money Blair Witch made on each movie screen it played on. A record beater that has topped blockbusters like Titanic and Star Wars. This weekend, Blair Witch was shown on just over 1,100 screens. Each location averaged nearly $26,000 in earnings. Now compare that to Runaway Bride, which was shown on over 3,000 screens, and its average earnings were just under $11,000 per location.
Oh my God, what is that? What is that?
Last week, Access Hollywood took you to Burkittsville, Maryland, the real-life town that is the setting for this chilling tale. Residents told us they were concerned about the crazed fans that had begun to invade their sleepy little town. But today, the former mayor, Paul Gilligan, told us with a movie this successful, it can only help the town.
I think it's actually a plus for the town myself. I think it will be a positive move. It puts the town on the map, gives some attention. It'll give attention to its real history, which is during the Civil War.
I'm so scared.
And Blair Witch, whose official box office total is now $35 million, will be in an additional 900 theaters as of this Friday.
The Blair Witch Project is expected to take, and listen to this, 1,000 times the amount of money it cost to make it. It has beat out Star Wars, The Phantom Menace in per-screen average, and part of the reason people aren't sure what to believe.
Okay, it costs maybe about $40,000 to make. It's already earned more than $36 million. Can you say sequel? It's no surprise that the makers of the Blair Witch Project are thinking about a sequel, maybe for next summer, or maybe even a TV show. The movie is expected to gross more than $500 million worldwide. So why were the formerly unknown stars of this movie whining about a few spooky moments during the shooting? Stevie, pay attention.
What is it?
Lisa Joyner has more.
Oh, Lisa!
A few other options we want to take advantage of.
It sounds horrifying. 3 documentary filmmakers search for a legendary witch, and this is what they find.
Oh my God, what is that? What is that?
It's a movie, fiction. Even though it looks real, Blair Witch is a scripted, well-marketed film that has people wondering.
People are surprised to see us alive more often than not. And sometimes they'll look at you like, is it?
What are you doing
is it
here?
Not? That's so weird, you know?
What's weird is how it was shot. To make it feel authentic, Heather Donahue, along with the other actors, were deprived of sleep, food, and were regularly scared in the middle of the night. But she says it wasn't as bad as she expected.
I started buying all these survival books and, you know, learning how to build a fire out of a needle and a drop of water, how to trap and roast a squirrel. You know, I had completely had this crazy Y2K vision in my mind of what I would need to do to stay alive during this shoot.
And part of that suspicion came before cameras ever started rolling.
In our contracts, we had to verify that we had no history of psychological or physical problems. Which is, you know, not in every contract.
Oh, shit! And turn the damn thing off! If you bite me one more time, I will throw you in the woods.
You touch my camera, we'll turn off.
Lisa Joyner, Good Day LA.
What happened to Lisa there at the end?
Lisa Joyner, they were screaming about her. That's what it was.
Just to put it all in perspective, Halloween was once the highest grossing independent film. It made $40 million. This movie is going to make about $150 million just in the U.S.
There is already talk of a sequel to The Blair Witch Project and maybe even a TV series. But today, as the stars of the film talk about its surprising success, there is controversy behind the scenes. Did the makers of The Blair Witch Project steal their idea from another movie? It is the Entertainment Tonight cover story. It's a mockumentary about an ill-fated crew that hiked into the woods in search of an evil legend.
I'll see you back at camp, man.
And it's retold in a shaky camera style through recovered footage. But it's not the Blair Witch Project. This is The Last Broadcast, a low-budget thriller that was released last year and comes out on video in 2 weeks. And that has raised the question, is the Blair Witch a copycat?
You touch my camera, we'll I'll fight you again.
The makers of the hit horror film have said the Blair Witch Project came from an original idea in 1992. And E.T. talked to a co-director from The Last Broadcast who said he met the Blair Witch creators at this year's Sundance Film Festival, but has no idea why their films are alike. Quote, "We're not interested in money or trying to declare they're thieves. It's just amazing to us that a movie getting such incredible buzz is a movie that has strange coincidences to ours." In the meantime, the Blair Witch continues to scare up record numbers at the box office, much to the shock of the actors.
I don't think any of us expected it.
Hurry up! I'm coming!
This is unbelievable. This is ridiculous, really.
Oh my God, what is that? What is that?
We had no idea we would ever even see it on a big screen.
This cast of unknowns actually used their real names in the film. Joshua Leonard is the cameraman, Michael Williams the sound recorder, and Heather Donahue documents their ill-fated journey on video.
My odds of getting hit by lightning were better than having this be a career-breaking movie for me.
To shoot the movie, the cast literally lived the story. Filmmakers Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez sent the cast into the woods for 6 days with minimal direction, next to no food, and made them improvise their way through the terror.
In spite of what Mike says now, it is my fault.
They said basically, you will be harassed, you will camp. We have no concern for your comfort, but we are completely concerned with your safety.
But the filmmakers didn't get off much easier.
We were the Blair Witch, so we had to go out at 4 in the morning and run around their tent and all that good stuff. So it was a lot of work for everybody involved. And, you know, fortunately, it seems to have paid off.
And how? The Blair Witch Project has already made its $35,000 budget back 1,000 times over, and it's made the actors a hot property with casting agents.
Now they're like, yeah, we want to see the Blair Witch girl.
That Blair Witch popularity has already paid off for cameraman Joshua Leonard. E.T. has learned he's been cast in Navy Diver, co-starring with Robert De Niro and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Blair Witch mania shoots into cyberspace. The horror hit's official website is scaring up big business. And today's Hollywood trade paper Daily Variety, a full-page ad boasts of over 50 million hits to date. And now you too can buy into the fear-filled film online. The black and white camera used in the movie is up for grabs. At web auction house eBay.com, biddings already reached a cool $10,100.
We have a few leads, a few other options we want to take advantage of, and just try to put together some pieces to this puzzle.
Do you believe the occult may be involved in the disappearance of your son?
Rated R. Now playing.
There's no puzzle behind the spooky realism of this summer's runaway hit. It's the shaky handheld photography in the Blair Witch Project that gives the film part of its turnstile appeal. Unfortunately, it may also be turning a few stomachs.
And turn the damn thing off!
Kind of just like disturbing because like it's jumpy all over the place and you can't just focus on one thing.
It was very motion kind of sickness in a way.
If the film's creators feel like tossing their popcorn, it may be over a lawsuit filed by a former partner who claims he's entitled to a portion of Blair Witch's profits. One consolation, perhaps, these fledgling film school graduates can now afford a good attorney.
I've just run out of different ways to say it's really cool.
With the help of a little internet hype, Blair Witch is now brewing to earn more than $100 million plus TV rights. That adds up to quite a generous windfall, not to mention opportunity for those involved in this project, including former wannabe Joshua Leonard.
You're going around doing your documentary thing, man.
Josh is diving in the deep sea off the coast of San Francisco with Robert De Niro this weekend.
It's a beautiful thing.
As for what lies in wait for the creators of Blair Witch, they're currently focused on their next project, a comedy. In the meantime, they're determined not to let overnight fame and fortune go to their heads.
Greg is dating Gwyneth Paltrow, and I'm dating Mira Sorvino, and it's just a great life.
The makers of Blair Witch have also outlined at least 4 potential follow-ups to their spine-tingling tale.
The Blair Witch sequel is brewing. Hot off last week's jaw-dropping $29.2 million haul, Access Hollywood has learned that the movie's distributor, Artisan Entertainment, and Blair creators Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez are considering a follow-up that could hit the theaters as early as next summer.
We're in talks right now with Artisan. We want to be careful about what the sequel is or prequel, and so they want us to entertain some things, and we're going to talk to them about what and when.
The first-time filmmakers have already outlined at least 4 potential storylines.
Film The Blair Witch Project, 3 filmmakers are shooting a documentary about the legend of the Blair Witch. Well, amazingly, the footage that dominates the film was actually shot by the actors. Equally amazing is that Patrick Stinson had a good idea and got these same actors to shoot our E-News story.
I'm coming. My boots aren't laced. Oh my God, what is that?
Acting was just part of the job for the Blair Witch stars. This mockumentary also required them to get behind the cameras.
I can see you.
It was totally an inventive process,
And what we see in the movie is exactly what you guys shot. You actually shot it yourself?
Yep, 100%. Except for, well, there's one little addition.
It's an addition to the film.
But basically, that's all us.
The effort is paying off big at the box office.
Gotta see it in the day, so it doesn't scare the heck out of you.
The line stretches around the corner at the New Art Theater in West Los Angeles. Have you tried to see it before?
Yeah, like 5 times. It's been sold out every time.
The low-budget film has already made millions of dollars, and since the actors doubled as the crew, that gave us an idea.
You touch my camera, we'll I'll fight you again.
So what we've done is handed our microphone and camera over to the actors so they can conduct their own E-News project.
What brought you out today to see the Blair Witch Project?
One of my friends had a lot of nightmares about it, and he let me know about it. He wanted me to come watch it.
I was wondering, did he wet his pants?
Yes, he did.
That's what I thought. We've been hearing a lot of that. Mike, do you have any questions?
Yeah, are you going to have popcorn during the movie?
That's what I'm trying to get right now.
Do you take butter with your popcorn?
Lots of butter, yeah.
Hey, I thought it was real until I just saw him standing here.
They're not dead.
They're not dead, yeah.
What is your favorite horror movie?
It's been, probably The Exorcist and The Shining.
That is the wrong answer, actually. We're looking for the Blair Witch Project.
These actors turned journalists now get even more exposure as the Blair Witch Project expands to 2,000 theaters nationwide. I'm Patrick Stinson for E! News.
Okay, we're leaving right now.